Hey guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about some other stuff that I learned while watching Darren Daly's How to Be a Man. Now, I talked about a little bit of it in the first podcast of HVAC Uncensored, but I didn't finish the leadership part. And the leadership part was pretty important and covered a lot of good stuff. So, just wanted to talk to it just a little bit. I am going to read here my notes that I've written down. Number one is bosses manage work, leaders lead people. Number two, bosses give orders, leaders ask questions. Now, I really like that one because when it comes to helping your team own things, own the situation, own how to fix, whatever it is that they're stuck on, or just to make a decision, make an executive decision. It's important that when they call you all the time for little questions, to start letting them make some of the decisions for themselves. Obviously, as long as they're ethical people and they're going to do what's best for the customer, then by all means let them make some decisions on their own. So that's a really important one, I thought. Leaders ask questions. So when they call you with a question, you say, hey, what do you think? What would you do? Or if they say, I'm just not sure, that's why I'm calling you. Okay, well, if you did know, what would you do? These can all be things to get them to change their way of thinking, or help them change their way of thinking so they are able to own things, instead of always calling somebody for little questions all the time. Now, there's certain questions, sure, that they're going to have to call you about, but you know what I mean. You get the gist of what that means. So, bosses develop subordinates, leaders develop leaders. So I take that to be like ruling with an iron fist versus trying to help somebody get better. Your goal is to develop more leaders within your organization. That way they can take the reins as they get more and more experience with that, and you can, let go of some of the reins. Bosses dictate plans, leaders cast a vision. I like this one too, because when it comes to casting a vision, you have to have a vision for one thing, and you have to communicate that vision with your team so we can all be on the same team, moving towards the same goal, or you'll just never attain that goal, period. You've got to get everybody on board and help them see the possibility and understand what that future might look like for them, so they can start developing a picture of where they want their careers to go. Bosses insist on control, leaders inspire collaboration. Kind of a rule with an iron fist thing type deal. It's my way or the highway, where a leader is going to inspire them to collaborate together to make the right decision, make the right choices, or at least that's what I take out of that. Bosses like to be the go-to person for answers instead of developing leaders in the organization. We kind of covered that. Answer every question with a question. He goes as far to say, forbid yourself from answering questions. Respond with, what do you think? And what do you suggest? Followed by why. And he claims that this is going to help people evolve their thinking. And I tend to agree. If you always answer every little question for them, and you make it easy for them to always get that answer from you, it's never going to stop. It will likely increase, which takes up a lot of your time and energy where that should be focused towards doing the things that's going to move the needle in your business. So, a couple other solid points that he makes was be the center of calm. If you get rattled or you show fear, the leadership crumbles. And this is something that's so important. And, I've caught myself, I've crumbled several times. And crumbled, in front of my guys, which is not good. But no buts, that would just be an excuse. So this has happened to me many times, and you just have to be strong. Main thing is don't let your emotions get the best of you, which we've all struggled with at certain times. But just maintaining awareness, being aware that you are letting your emotions can somehow at times bring you back down and help you get a grasp on it, so you don't say something that you don't mean or act in a way that is not like your normal character. Now, two other things before we close up this YouTube video is vulnerability. Vulnerability is having the courage to admit your mistakes and your faults. It has to do with, if you can't admit your mistakes and faults, then you're going to have a hard time showing empathy to anyone else. So that's a really important thing that leaders normally excel at. And another thing is humility. Humility is the quality or thinking that you don't know it all. And I'm good at this one. I'm really good at this one because I by no means think that I know it all or will ever know it all. There's always more to learn, and that's the type of attitude and the type of person that I want to be. I want to be a learner. I'm a learner. I'll never claim to know it all. There's so much to know and so little time to learn it. So basically, you got to have humility. That's pretty much it for this, guys. If you didn't check out the first podcast or the second, because two's been released, make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes at HVAC Uncensored. Make sure to like this video and share it, and subscribe to my channel. One last thing I wanted to say is that sometimes a lot of this stuff we've all heard before, and that's okay. It's good to just revisit this type of stuff. This is like leadership principles, and sometimes you just have to revisit it. Makes you think. You might hear the same thing 10 times, and that one time it just clicked in your brain, or it just had a whole different meaning to it that last time that you actually had that happen. So, or that you actually read that and learned it over again. So sometimes it's a matter of timing. So don't ever be afraid to go back and read books that you've already read or review your notes. I highly suggest that you start journaling. If you're not journaling, it just helps get your thoughts onto paper. It just helps. A lot of times you can answer your own questions when you actually just start writing it out. If you have some decision that has to be made, write it out, and it will help you just getting it out. Also, talk to people about it. Talk to many people about it. Get different perspectives. And even if you have a group of negative people surrounding you, maybe throw in why you think this way or that way. Give them all the details, then get their perspective. Maybe their perspective will change a little bit, but all in all, it's going to help you gain clarity that you made the right decision. So if you've yet to check out www.hvacserviceready.com, be sure to go check it out. I'll leave the link in the comments pinned to the top below. And it's just a video training program that I made that will help teach you and your team how to serve your clients at an extremely high level. The course is, once again, it's called Super Service. And when you implement the content that you're going to learn in this course into your career as a service professional, here's the results you can expect. Number one, raving fan clients. These are the clients that are so blown away from your service that you provide that they never stop recommending you. Number two, struggling to get reviews. I'm going to show you how my team and I have increased our Google reviews from 36 to over 100 in less than 6 months. If you're struggling to get your average invoice up, this course will show you exactly how to do it without being pushy or selling something that the client doesn't want. Are you not sure what to say when your client says that they want to think about it or they want to get 3 bids? I'm going to teach you what to say when the client's having this hard time making this tough decision. So be sure to check out Super Service, and you can find that at www.hvacserviceready.com. I hope this helped, guys. Until next time, go make money.